Good morning, everyone.
Good
Ma'am,
morning.
am I audible?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
everyone.
morning.
Today we are going to talk about Jagdish Chandra Bose, also known as J.C. Bose. He was a biologist, physicist, botanist, and an early writer of science fiction. Let's go and read about his background. He was born on 30th November 1838 in Bengal Presidency, British India. Now it's in Bangladesh. He has done his graduation from University of Calcutta in 1879. After that, he went to study medicines. Although he wanted to go for civil service, but his father didn't allow him. So he went for studying medicine. And due to his ill health, he could not continue medicine. So he has taken a course of a BSc, MSc, and DSc from University College of London under University of London from 1884 to 1896. After completing his course, he was appointed as a professor in Presidency College, Kolkata. In 1917, he has established Bose Institute in West Bengal, India, and served as its director for first 20 years until his death in 1937. So let's study about his contributions. To detect the tiny motion with plant tissues and to determine this, he has built a new instrument he called cresograph. This was the first evidence that the plant could respond to external stimuli just like other living things. So what he did in this experiment was he has created the instrument cresograph, and in this graph in this instrument what does was he what he does was what he did was he has taken two plants and divided the room in two portions. Okay, and so if in first area what he did was he was like playing good music, like talking to plants and everything. And in the second area what he did was he was like going and shouting on the plants and abusing them, not giving water properly. So what happened after a month, so the area in which he was like very good to plants, that area of the plants grow and was like happy. On the other area, the where he was shouting and not giving proper water and food, so plants died there. So from this experiment he has came to conclusion that plants also plants are also living beings, they also respond to stimuli. So can you give some other examples what he might have done in this experiment? Anyone?
Girls would like to
One
know.
example is touch me not plant, maybe.
No, what he might have done, like in his experiment, what he might have done to show that plants or tissues like give reply to stimuli. What he might have done in an experiment.
He must have placed one plant in the presence of sunlight and one where there is no sunlight. So plant that is present, that is getting the sunlight will grow nicely, and the other plant which is in dark will not grow nicely. I mean, is the sunlight acting as a stimuli here?
Yes, you can say that he also used poison gases. They're like in plants also. For like if we go for any experiment, what we do is like first experiment happens on like a rat or some small animals, na, like that only. So did was like giving poisonous gas in that area instead of oxygen and anything else, carbon dioxide. What he did was he was passing the poisonous gas in that room. So plants did not reply. Plants died. This was his first experiment. After this he became famous, and he has presented this in the University of London, this experiment. And next is was research in radio technology, wireless telegraphy, demonstrated for the first ever time wireless communication using radio waves almost 2 years before the Italian physicist Guleli Macaroni, who is credited for developing the first proper system of radio communication in 1897. So what happened was J.C. Bose has created this technology, but he didn't go for the patent. He was using radio waves and communication was through that only. But he didn't go for patent. And after hearing about his experiment, Giulio Marconi, what he did was he just done the experiment across transatlantic. Across the Atlantic, so he has done the wireless communication through radio waves. And then what he did was just go for the patent. And you must be thinking why he didn't go for the patent of any of the instruments or the experiments he did. Anyone has any idea?
No.
So what he think was his thinking was like, I should go for experiment. The science should go for experiment, not for my name. The only thing was that he wanted that, so whatever I do should not be for my name, but it should be for the environment or the society that he is in. His inventions should be used and like go ahead with the inventions again and again.
Oh, so that's why the instrument is called crystograph, not on his name, right?
No, he has not gone for any patent. His instrument also, the radio technology, if you go ahead and search for radio technology, it will be like the father of radio, the invention of radio was done by Marconi, not for J.C. Bose. Because he didn't go for
Okay.
the patent, na? That's why.
Yes. Got it.
What he think was like, he should like give his work, but not for his name, but for the society, for the betterment of the society.
Okay.
So next experiment, what he did was he improved an instrument called cohort that was used to detect radio waves. That he also used to detect millimeter waves. Can you know about Can you know about the millimeter waves? Millimeter waves, radio waves.
Yes, we know about radio waves, but millimeter waves, I'm hearing it for the first time.
Okay. And do you know about some technology that uses radio waves?
Like our antennas,
For
for
space,
example, transferring
wireless
the signal one place to another. Yes, wireless communication is one of the examples.
Wireless communication, you can say that in 1890s or 1900s starting, he has done the 5G technology or Wi-Fi thing there. Millimeter waves are now what we call millimeter waves are responsible for Wi-Fi signals, radio waves. We can say that 4G or 5G internet that we are going to use or we are using right now. It's because of his experiment that he has founded the millimeter waves. And to study them, he has
Ritika,
like
how
done
does
the
this
experiment.
millimeter waves are different from the radio waves? Are they similar or is there any difference?
No, ma'am, it's just the thing is like radio waves is there, but for this bandwidth is more now. So what he did was like he has gone for the 1/5 portion of that to study this
Okay.
detail progress. So that why is called in millimeter waves.
Okay.
So next experiment, what he did was he has predicted the use of P and N type semiconductors for future use. He has not gone for again for patent anything, but he has just given in a paper presentation that P and N type semiconductors will be used for future purposes of in future devices. He has wrote Nirudeshar Kahini, the first major work in Bengal cinema fiction. He was very much more as a Bengali, they are much more into art and craft, frictions, movies like that. So what it was like, he has gone for Bengal fiction writing. He was writing stories also, poems also. So for that also, he is known for Bengal science fiction. So his honors or achievement, he is called as the father of radio science. Can you know? Can you tell me why he is called as father of radio science?
Maybe he discovered the
Because
radio
in
waves.
radio waves, he worked with radio waves.
Exactly.
Yes.
A crater on the moon has been named after Bose. Any other scientist, a crater is named after him? Indian scientist after whom the crater is named after him, other than Bose?
No idea.
Have you heard about Baba Homoji?
बाबा या
The
yes
atomic
जिन पे एक बहुत बड़ा रिसर्च
Atomic
वो
research.
इंस्टीट्यूशन भी
atomic
है
research center.
yes
Yes. Yes.
सेंटर भी हाँ
So he's got award the
BARC,
companion of the order
BARC,
of
Bhabha Atomic Research Center.
yes, ma'am. And it's in
Yes.
Mumbai.
Yes.
It's in Mumbai, yes.
Companion of the Order of the Indian Empire, CIA 1903 by British government. Companion of the Order of the Star of India, CSI 1911. Knight Bachelor in 1917. Elected as the Fellow of Royal Society in 1920. You know, it's like very normal. He is elected as the Fellow of the Royal Society, but in 1920 in British India, it was like a very big thing if you are elected in the Royal Society or you are induced in the Royal
Right.
Society.
Hmm.
So that's why I have
इनफैक्ट
mentioned
जो
this
रॉयल
in
सोसाइटी से पब्लिकेशन जर्नल्स पब्लिश होते हैं, अगर आपका उसमें भी कोई पब्लिकेशन होता है तो इट्स एन ऑनर.
yes, ma'am. The botanical garden in Havra is named after him also. The Acharya Jagdish Chandra Bose in Botanical Garden is considered as the father of Bengali cinema, science fiction also. He has founded the Fellow of National Institute of Science of India, now Indian Institute of Science Academy. It is working. This institute is working. This is government funded and it's working on different science technologies. In 2012, Bose experiment in millimeter band radio was recognized as an IEEE milestone in electrical and computer engineering, the first such recognition of a discovery in India. The same thing I was talking about the 4G, 5G technology, millimeter wave, IEEE. Have you heard about IEEE? Anyone have heard about IEEE?
No. Name.
No.
So what is IEEE is an institute or government funded only Minister of Electronics. It is under the Ministry of Electronics thing. So what is it is working on the electrical and computing part of the India. Like if there are many workshop happening in because of IEEE or it is funded by IEEE because of the improvement or like for the involvement of the new students in science and technology department, mainly in engineering part, electrical or computer like that, not
So
in biology wala field.
IEEE is an institute, Deepshika.
Yeah, you can say that on an organization or institute.
So where it is situated?
It isn't like many colleges are having IEEE branches, everything. I don't know right here I am having or not, but I
Okay.
was studying in NIT Calicut. So that in there it was IEEE was there, and we were like going from presentations or seminars are conducted through that only. The Bank of England has decided to redesign the 50 UK pound currency note with eminent scientists. A currency was divided like we are having different currencies of
It is in
or post.
US and actually it is called the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. As Deepshika stated, like this is more important for the engineers or the students who are pursuing BTech degree or some MTech degree. और यहाँ से भी इनकी बहुत सारी कॉन्फ्रेंसेज होती हैं या इनके भी जो जर्नल्स जो भी ये पब्लिश
सेमिनार्स
करते
वगैरह
हैं,
कंडक्ट करते
this
हैं,
is
वो अच्छे लेवल
mainly
पे होते
mainly
हैं.
for the engineers. It is just like we are dealing with the science and technology education. तो टेक्नोलॉजी से रिलेटेड या एप्लीकेशन पार्ट से रिलेटेड जितने भी पब्लिकेशंस होते हैं वो IEEE जर्नल्स में ही मोस्टली आपको मिलेंगे.
ओके मैम, आई गॉट
I hope it
कंफ्यूज
is
बिटवीन,
clear
मेरे
to
को
you.
लगा ये एक्रीडेशन बॉडी है कोई और मतलब इंस्टीट्यूट नहीं है, तो मैं थोड़ा
No,
कंफ्यूज.
no, no, no.
ओके.
No, no. जैसे इन्होंने भी रॉयल सोसाइटी का बताया था ना, बिल्कुल वैसे ही IEEE.
Indian scientist Jagdish Chandra Bose has been featured in that nomination list for his pioneering work on Wi-Fi technology, that millimeter waves only. So he has published 27 paper and 3 of his papers were published in Royal Society papers. And he has written many books as such as Response in the Living and Non-Living Plants, Response as a Physiological Investigation, as he has done the experiment. So it was easy for him to write a book and interpret his knowledge and carry on the knowledge that he has like got from the research. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, this was done.
Any question the peer group may ask now? No. So thank you, Deepshika. Any feedback from the peer group?
Ma'am, it was very informative. We got so many
Yes, ma'am.
information from the
Really,
presentation.
It was amazing.
really. एटलीस्ट कुछ ऐसी इंफॉर्मेशन थी जो शायद फर्स्ट टाइम हम स्टूडेंट्स को एज ए स्टूडेंट्स एज ए लर्नर हमें पता चला
Yes,
लाइक
ma'am.
आई पीपली फर्स्ट टाइम आप लोग इंट्रोड्यूस हुए